Hello friends, this is SKillous, and in today's video I'm gonna share with you guys everything about my preparation, my expectation, and all the emotions I had at ESL SC2 Masters in Sweden. Let's jump right into it. Let's start with preparation. So for this tournament I didn't really go that crazy about my preparation, so I actually took quite a long break before I started practicing for this tournament. I didn't really play much, but approximately 1 week before the tournament I started playing a little bit more ladder. But 4 days before event, we actually, with the team, went to Team Liquid's Alienware training facility in Utrecht, Netherlands, and we played a lot of games there. I actually really enjoyed my time.
You filming?
Yeah, I'm filming. I think I did a lot of work on my play. I refined a lot of stuff that I was not really sure how to play. Most importantly, I gained some confidence in the strategies I'm gonna use, because this is usually my biggest weakness. Like, I don't really know exactly how I want to approach a certain matchup, and I mean, honestly, for every single player it's gonna be a problem if they're not so sure how to approach a certain matchup. They will definitely play way weaker, but I fixed these issues. I still don't think I was that confident in my play, because like last couple of months were rough in terms of results. I couldn't really win that much. I wasn't placed too high in the ranked, so I was like, okay, I did my best and I'll try to show the best result in Sweden. So after bootcamp we traveled to Sweden right away. We came there 1 day before the actual event started, and to be honest, when I arrived to Sweden I started to feel better and better, because outside of playing StarCraft I really like traveling as well. I really like nature, and I was very fascinated with Sweden. Like, even the first bus trip to our hotel was very exciting, because living in Netherlands for a while, I actually forgot how I don't know, like, a landscape looks like, I guess, because Netherlands are very plain, and Sweden is a complete opposite. So I was very, very excited, and within this 1 day I gained a lot of positive emotions about the event, and I think it helped me in the future run a lot. So the next day I started my open stage matches, and let's talk about my expectations for a little bit. So first of all, I want to say that I was 100% sure that I have chances to pass this stage of the tournament, but at the same time I knew that I have 2 very scary opponents, which is Showtime and Ragnarok in my group, and I knew that I can lose to both of them, but at the same time I can win both of them. So I think my expectations were very realistic. So I knew that I can go through, and at the same time I knew that I can lose. So I didn't really stress about it that much, and I was trying to play my best game, and it definitely helped. So my first opponent was Spazi Mazi, and this match went pretty much flawlessly. I was feeling very well. I was very excited to play on the big offline event for the first time in a very long time, so I was very, very excited. I won my first match 2-0, and after that I was supposed to play against Ragnarok, as I thought, but what actually happened, Ragnarok lost to Geralt in the first round, and it was a first surprise for me at this event, because obviously I didn't expect Geralt to win, and I didn't prepare for Geralt at all. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, Geralt, if you are watching this. I didn't prepare for you, because I didn't really think that it could happen. So I was playing against Geralt, and I think in general my PvP at that time was quite good. I knew exactly what I want to do. I knew Geralt's playstyle, and in general I think it's relatively easy for me to play with Protoss players whose style is familiar to me. So I was obviously happy, because I was quite afraid of Ragnarok before my group stage. I knew that he can be very scary. Like, his playstyle is very annoying, and it's very easy to be caught off guard by the things he's doing. So I played against Geralt. I don't really think I had any troubles. It was a very convincing victory, so I was very happy, and after that I moved to the next stage, to the winners match, and I was going to play against Showtime, which was actually how I expected it. I knew that most likely my bracket gonna look like play against Spazima the first round, second round I play against Ragnarok, and third round I'm gonna play against Showtime, so I knew exactly what I'm gonna do, and I think it worked out very well, although not everything went as planned. For example, in first game, if you watch the game, I played my proxy gate build, and I didn't really expect him to play quick sentry, and he scouted it pretty much right away, which was not very good, but at the end it worked out perfectly because I guess he got caught off guard with his build order. He didn't really knew how to react, and I got first map win and second map win. I feel like Showtime was afraid in a way, and he expected me to be aggressive, but it didn't happen at all. So I got a very huge economic lead, and it led me to a very convincing victory. And of course, after that, I was very happy because I didn't, as I said, my expectations weren't too high and they weren't too low, but at the same time, it still feels extremely amazing, right? To not drop a single map, to win a Showtime so convincingly. And after that, I think it's fair to say that my plan minimum was complete. So after open stage, I got into knockout bracket round 1, and my bracket was quite alright, I think. I probably got the best bracket for myself because I got plenty of PvPs. I got opponents that I feel confident to play against. But unfortunately, I think at this day, stress started to get to me because the first 2 days I was very excited, so I had a lot of energy and all of these things, but unfortunately it also has some downsides. For example, my sleep wasn't that great. Like sometimes, you know, you can't fall asleep, but for me it was the opposite. I could fall asleep, but instead of sleeping for like 8 or 9 hours, I was just waking up like 2 or 3 hours before my alarm and I couldn't sleep anymore. So it was very rough, and this is exactly what happened in my knockout bracket match day. I wasn't feeling that bad, especially at the start of the day, so I think my match against Shadown went quite alright. I want to say that I think Shadown is in a very good shape at the moment. He plays very well. He also got quite annoying to play style to play against, but he's also quite solid in macro games. So first map I lost, it was, I mean, I feel like it was just a macro game, and I was out of position at one moment. He caught me off guard, and I pretty much lost the game like this. The second and third game were a little bit better. I think I was playing quite well this series, so I was quite happy with the result, and I already was in top 20 of this event, which is very good for me. It was already very, very high. And the next match was against Scarlet, actually, and it was my first match on stage in a very long time. I think the last time I played on a proper stage on the event like this in Kiev in 2019, in May, I think it was. So like a very long time ago. I played a couple of matches on like smaller tournaments, but I don't really count it like that, honestly, because I don't even remember what happened there, and to be honest, it's a different feeling usually, because I don't think I had live audience, or at least that many people in front of me when I was playing there. So yeah, like I felt like it was my first main stage game in like a very long time. So if we talk about my expectations for this match, I think what I feel like Scarlet is a very strong player, but at the same time she can be, I don't know, like she can be very good and she can be very bad. That's what I feel. Like she's not very stable, I guess, and I'm not sure why. Why is it so? Maybe she is not practicing sometimes, maybe she's practicing more different times, I don't know. But this is were my thoughts, so I knew that I can definitely lose, but at the same time I knew that I can definitely win as well. So I think here we can talk a little bit more specifically about the games. So in game 1, to be honest, I expected a different approach from her. I thought she would play some kind of quick hatchery to avoid my block, but it unfortunately it didn't happen. And this map is just very, very, very hard for Protoss if you don't get Zerg's hatchery blocked. And I don't think you can realistically play non-glaive styles on this map. So it was quite a stomp, I think, the first one. But at the same time, I already figured some things out. I knew that she probably will play standard most of the games, and it gave me a very good direction that I want to move to. So the next game I played Stalker style, because I expected her to play something to counter my Zealot Archon style, and it worked absolutely perfectly. I got very far ahead and I managed to finish the game. Maybe it was scary at some points, but it's all about feeling confident and comfortable in certain situations, right? So even though sometimes it can look scary, I was still very, very confident in this game. So I took the second map. Third map was on New Humanity, and maybe if you watched my post-patch interview, you already heard what I thought about this map.
In game 3, it looked pretty tough for your Archons, but you turned that one around. Tell me about that thought process, what was going through your head?
I mean, game 3 honestly looked like one of my off-race games. When I play Zerg against Protoss, I am like completely owning, I have all the cape around the maps, all the drones, all the army, and Protoss just loses all the probes and just counter-tanks lose. So yeah, I don't know. It was a very confusing game because to the end I thought like I'm 100% dead. I was just like, okay, let's just try, I guess.
Well, trying counts for something, counts for a win in that case.
Definitely looked very, I don't know, from my perspective it looked very funny. Like it felt like she had a whole game control all time long. Like a lot of creep, a lot of drones, a lot of units, bailings and everything, but at some point I just managed to get a very strong army, counter-attack, get a very big and powerful punch and win the game like that. So after that, to be honest, I felt like I already, if not won, I have like a very good, like solid, I don't know, 90% chance to finish this series in my favor. I was very confident. And for the game, I just played a very safe build. I was going to, I anticipated some crossplays because this map is quite good. Babylon is quite good for some costs. So I was anticipating that, and I also realized that it probably will be easier for me to play Storm and not Disruptors like I did in game number 1 and 3, because I didn't really expect her to play Roaches anymore because it failed quite hard in the game she played it. So I was like, okay, it will probably be either Hydra or Roger Bane timings, and the best thing I can do is get a lot of Falls, get a lot of Stalkers, get a lot of Storm. And this was my plan, but in reality what happened, she actually played some weird kind of Queen pool with Lynx and Banes, I guess, but I have a feeling that she forgot Bailing Nest for a bit, so I got very far ahead and I just finished the game. And yeah, I think, to be honest, it all kind of snowballed from the third game. Maybe she lost a little bit of confidence, something like that. Not sure. Okay, I don't wanna state anything that I don't know. And yeah, it was even better than I expected. My first win on the stage as well, I think. I was very, very, very happy. And my next opponent was Classic. So talking about Classic, I think before the match I didn't think that he's that scary. I knew that once again it's gonna be a close match probably, but at that time I was very confident in my PvP. But here I need to go into some detail. So I think I'm very good and I shine when I actually know what to do exactly against every single opponent. So I'm not a very good player in terms of, you know, like playing against random, I don't know, opponents that I never played against before. So I actually need to know quite a bit about my opponent. I need to feel my opponent. I need to feel what my opponent gonna do. And for Classic, unfortunately, I didn't really have this feeling, because although I was watching a lot of PvTs and PvDs of Classic, because I still think he's one of the best Protoss players out there, but I didn't really watch his PvPs, so I didn't really know what to expect. And I think that it was a very big, it had a very big impact on how my series went. So if you're trying to get a summary, I think he was always playing first number. He was very always very aggressive. He was always trying to force me to play his game and not allow me to force my game instead. So first game was just a disaster, I feel like. Nothing went my way and I just died. And second game, I think it wasn't that bad, although my opening was not very good. But once again, maybe he didn't achieve much with his initial units, but what actually happened, he got a lot of initiative, so he was always very aggressive. He had a proxy gateway on my side of the map, so I was always defending, and it's always way harder to defend because your opponent always will try to find some weaknesses in your defenses, right? And you can't really find weaknesses in his defenses because he is attacking you, right? So I don't think I was in too bad of a situations in general, but I just didn't feel like I had any opportunities to do anything on his side of the map. I also had no scout, and although I don't think his follow-up push was that great, it still was a little bit too hard for me to defend because I just didn't know what's coming, right? And the third game I was like, okay, I don't like how this series is going. I don't like to play second number, it's not good. And I just tried to play Proxy Robo, which I think was a good call. And I also think it worked in the end, but unfortunately this is where my tiredness came into play. I think even in the first couple of games I was already very tired, I'm very exhausted from the long game day before, because I already played against Shadow, right? I also played against Scarlet on stage, which is extra stress, so it's extra hard to play. And I was already feeling very tired, and to be honest, when I feel tired, I feel like I play significantly worse. So although I got in quite a good situation in general, I just couldn't really micro my units properly. And one of the biggest moments, of course, was when I lost my Prism with 2 Mortals in, because I F2'd my whole army, because I wanted to kill his War Prism with Phoenix. It was probably the worst moment of this tournament, probably, for me. And it just instantly lost me the game, I think. Maybe I had some chances after that as well, but it wasn't as easy to play this game anymore, and I just lost 3-0. I was not that sad, to be honest, about that, because I still feel like my run was great, but at the same time I really disliked the way I lost the series, you know. Like I feel like if I would lose it 2-3, for example, in a very close back and forth series, I would be like, okay, I mean, I already did well and my opponent played well, he outplayed me and stuff like that, but what I felt instead, I felt like, I don't know, like I just couldn't show myself, you know? So it was a little bit annoying and I just want to scream. Hopefully I didn't do that, but I really just wanted to scream, and yeah, it wasn't the best. it wasn't the best ending to this tournament, but as I said, I was happy, and it's definitely a very good start for this season. And as a conclusion, I want to say that I really enjoyed my time in Sweden. I really liked SC2 fans. Not only cheering for me, but just for StarCraft in general. I think it was a very exciting experience for me to be on such a big offline event again. And I really hope I will only improve from now on, and I will show you better results on the next big offline events. But for now, it's it. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye bye.